As morning sunlight hits this inlet, Dr Mike Bosley heads out to survey a rare pod of dolphins living in Adelaide's Port River estuary. He's done this every week since 1988, making his research one of the longest-running dolphin data sets in the world.
We know their life history, we know who their grandmother was and who their mother was and who they hang out with.
He also knows their names. Mel and her 2-year-old calf Eddie, the first spotted.
The fin on their back, which is that one there called the dorsal fin, just naturally tends to get little nicks and cuts and different shapes and so forth on it. And that's how we can identify almost all of them.
Mike Bosley has dedicated his life to protecting this pod.
In the late 1990s and early 2000s, a number of dolphins were getting killed, shot, speared, stabbed, stuff like that. And that got a lot of publicity and was, I guess, the impetus for the government to take action.
The Adelaide Dolphin Sanctuary was established in 2005, then home to about 40 resident bottlenose dolphins. It spans 118 square kilometres over the Port River and Gulf St Vincent, but encompasses South Australia's largest shipping and industrial port. Development and heavy industry line the water's edge, alongside shipbuilding and power generation. But 20 years since becoming protected in this area, the resident dolphin population has halved.
The significant and important characteristic of this sanctuary is that we've got to retrofit looking after the dolphins to an established industrial area. There's one over there, 2 over there.
Mariana Borman started volunteering with Dr Bosley when she was 13 and has photographed the Port River dolphins for decades.
I probably have at least 20 hard drives.
Her extensive catalogue of images and insight into their fascinating history, but also a stark reminder of how many dolphins have been lost.
We've certainly had some ups and downs. We used to see a lot more dolphins when the sanctuary was first started.
While deliberate attacks on dolphins has stopped, boat strikes and fishing line entanglements haven't and can be fatal. And in 2021, 6 dolphins died from various illness. A parliamentary inquiry found toxins weren't the direct cause of deaths, but contributed to compromised immune responses, leaving the dolphins vulnerable to infections.
We definitely need better water monitoring and better policing of what's actually coming into the water.
Port River water quality is something that also concerns senior Kaurna woman Lynette Crocker. She remembers a time when 80 dolphins lived in the river, and she's worried about the remaining 20.
We're not leaving a legacy for anybody else, it's just more damage.
She believes pollutants, pumped into the river over the past century, are to blame.
Penrise Soda Products has discharged its waste directly into the Port
Pollution
River.
has been poisoning the dolphins and also causing problems for people as well.
Well, there's pollution from trucks, pollution from the cement works here, you've got pollution from everything.
The Environment Protection Agency monitors the Port River estuary. It says water quality management in the past decade has improved the environment, but some Port River dolphins have the highest levels of chemical pollutant PFAS in the world, where dolphins on the state's west coast have 7.25 nanograms compared to almost 2,000 in the Port River. Lynette Crocker believes loss of habitat along the river's edge is also taking a toll.
It's scandalous that they've actually cut down the mangrove trees.
Dr Bosley agrees that continued development and habitat loss remains the pod's biggest threat. But a new concern has emerged. A deadly algal bloom causing a major crisis along parts of South Australia's coast since March has spread into the Port River. Authorities believe the bloom doesn't directly affect mammals, but it can threaten their food source. And scenes like this are concerning locals. 10 dolphins have washed up dead on SA beaches since the bloom began.
For somebody that's spent their life trying to protect these dolphins and their habitat, it can keep me awake at night.
John Emmett manages the Dolphin Sanctuary. and says despite the population loss, the dolphins' wellbeing has improved since protections were introduced. But he agrees future development will be a challenge.
To make sure that the things the dolphins need for their survival are taken care of. So especially we have to be mindful of the quality of the habitats in this area, the quality of the Port River and Barker Inlet and the food resources the dolphins need. I think if we look after the habitats, the dolphins will look after themselves.
There are also businesses reliant on the survival of the dolphins and their habitat. The dolphins are also a tourism draw card, with numerous local businesses like this kayak tour giving people the chance to see the wild mammals up close.
Wow, how good.
Experts say these kinds of experiences raise awareness about the need to protect the dolphins.
Yeah, the face that we all, know and love, but beyond that, there's a lot beyond the surface that needs to be protected as well.
We're going to come back.
At 82, Mike Bosley wants his research to hit the 50-year mark.
There's about another 12 or 13 years to keep going. Hopefully my body and my brain will hang in there for that.
And many hope this resilient pod can overcome the challenges.
Hopefully the population is stabilising and maybe even will recover.
We're very lucky to have a pod of dolphins living so close to a major city. It's a very special place.
A rarity worth preserving. Megan Dillon, ABC News.